I take the names when Daniel is away. Right on the board.
Okay, teacher's pet. I see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I'm cheating off of his homework right now. I didn't do mine last night. Tell me, Melvin, tell me. I'll get you high after school. I got to quit
This
talking.
is so cute.
I got to quit talking.
No, you're good. I'm checking Facebook to see how it looks like.
Live.
Lucia's like, Mom, she's going to hit us in the head. Pay attention,
Boom.
kids.
Look at it like it's a.
Yeah, it works. It's showing up. Everyone's
got-
showing up.
All right. We have a little
Everyone's a
international
good
influence
student
there.
today. Everyone's a good
What do you say?
Everyone's a good student today.
Judy's not.
Brittany.
She's trouble.
Oh, I got moved up. I really don't like this thing where it keeps moving my face. I don't know how to change it in Zoom.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it,
You turned it on.
Is it your camera? Is it zooming up?
Well, now that I have a Mac, I'm still learning.
Yeah, it might just
It
be a
must be
setting.
the settings in there. I know.
I like that Jimmy's Rubik's Cube is blocking me. I can take a nap.
Anyways,
The instructor is boring. I can take a nap.
That's funny.
Jimmy will be laughing. Anyways, well, I appreciate you guys hopping on. Wanted to try something different, and I didn't know the difference was going to be our Zoom classroom setting. So, students, where's my apple? Anyways, just thanks for everyone getting on. I know it's been a busy week. A little bit different thing is we're gonna have our crawfish event on Friday, and we have about 100 people registered, so that's great. I am looking at the RSVP, a lot of different names, which is good. So you guys are inviting, but I do see a lot of people that in our group that haven't RSVP. It would be great if everyone could RSVP today and just get that moving, so we have that head count. So, and really, we need to invite. Everyone needs to invite a guest. The more people you invite, because don't forget, not everyone's going to come. So you got to invite more people. Really, today's was going to kind of go over the 5 steps of agent attraction. I really wanted you guys to understand this a little bit more. In the chat, I want you guys to figure out what would be a nice monthly number that you feel like would set you free. What is there a number? Is there a number in the chat? Like, would it be like, hey, be nice to have, $2,000 extra a month, $5,000 extra a month? What does that number look like? So, as you guys are thinking about that, put it in the chat, and what does that look like? Because everyone has a different number. Some people want 10,000 a month. Some people want 15,000 a month. What would be nice to have a residual income? So think about that as you and put it down in the chat. I'll look at it in a minute. Paul says $100,000 a month. Okay, great. What does that look like? Because this number is going to dictate what your rev share group could look like, plus your production numbers also as well as you're producing. But you got to have a number what does that number look like? So let me add people to the classroom because I got to add and start again. All right. Got Toby. Toby's blocked by Jimmy again. We got Erica, we got Terry. Everyone's here. Everyone's a good student. This little screen maxes at like 25 people. So we're good. Anyways, I wanted to kind of show you today the rev share chart I was working on. You've seen it before. Let's see. So everyone's seen the cash flow quadrant. I share this pretty much every day when you guys invite people for me to explain the model. A lot of people don't understand this part. So I really want you guys, I want this to be interactive. So I have my little marker. And, for those that are newer I really want you guys to understand, what does that math look like? What does this look like? Why do I share this? How does this calculate? And before we go over this, there is a new wealth chart that EXP came up with, and it's this. Is basically everyone should be. I sent this out. Everyone should be kind of using it. I would like everyone that's a growth leader. Even if you're not growing, I want you to have this, because this is really important to understand. What is the FLQA, and what does this mean having tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 agents in this row, all the way down 7-Elevens, right? So you can calculate roughly, if we had X amount of tier 1s, what the potential revenue is, and you're going to have a number down here. So everyone should be using this wealth chart. I'm going to be filling out mine again, and I'll show you what mine looks like currently. And then at the same time, is everyone should be having this wealth chart in their car, in their room, wherever. You need to print it out and post it up. So that is the wealth charts.
Daniel,
think they have the
can you
calculator.
pop it in the chat here as well, please?
Yeah, Ella, this wealth chart, can you, there's a PDF if people can, or if you want to share this templated wealth chart, Ella, people can change it up and they can type on it if they want. So share the templated Canva link. All right. So for those that are newer, can anyone kind of share? I want to make this interactive. What does EXP do with half of the revenue? What does EXP do with the 20%?
They give half back. Half pays the W-2 workers, and half gets split out to the revenue share.
No, 50%. So 50% of that revenue share, 5%. The other 25% share to the stocks. The other 25 share to W2 people. Right.
So both are correct. So 50% goes into the rev share pool. The other 50%, the other $8,000, get divvied out into the company, meaning people, the employees, the brokers, all the staff, plus they use some of that money into the stocks, because stocks are not free, right? So knowing that almost close to 75% of the company's revenue goes back to agents, right, in some sort of fashion. Hope you guys understand. Okay, so that's very important. So that 50%. So regardless of the stocks and the staff members, 50% of the company's revenue gets paid out into 7 levels in what we call the rev share pool. Okay. So a lot of people do not know that there is a tier 1 bonus. So tier 1 bonus, meaning if you had a tier 1, right, without a co-sponsor and things like that, they're your tier 1. And if that agent does cap, instead of getting $1,400, you actually get $4,000. Okay. And that's another bonus that the EXP is doing. So imagine you had 10 people that you attracted over and just invited to the barbecue events. And if they all sell, 5 to 7 homes, that's an extra $40,000. Right. So attraction is important. And the thing is, a lot of people didn't know how to attract, because I'm a brand new agent and my upline is not even in this city, and they left, or whatever that reason is. There's no more excuses, because now with co-sponsorship, it really changed the game, because you can bring on a Lucia, you can bring on a Paul, you can bring on a Peter, you can bring on a Brandon to support you. There's different ways to do it. And a lot of the times that I've talked to these co-sponsors is like, hey, you know what? There is this extra bonus. I'm not saying to give the money back. I said, let's leverage some of that income for events, right? Sponsoring things. So there's ways to work this out where, some people are like, well, I don't want to get a co-sponsor because I'm going to lose out with 4,000. I was like, well, you can talk to that co-sponsor like, hey, we're working together to support this agent. And we utilize some of this funds the first year, right? Bonus for events, right? For attraction or doing something to grow. So that's really important. So going back to this bonus, do you guys understand how these calculations are coming up? Right, tier 2, there's 20% of that, you know. And if you have questions, put it in the chat. If you like, you know, you're confused, don't know it, you know, what that looks like, because this is important. So I was, I was in Vancouver, and one of the speakers was saying, like, EXP is the product, right? We need, how can we attract anyone if we don't understand our product, right? What is, we have Regis access, we have health insurance at this discount, we have all these things. Like, you need to understand where you're at. So that is the rev share chart that I share. And so now going to co-sponsorship. So I created another thing. We're going to go this way. So this one's the Avengers. Ella made one for the Disney. So I have a Disney chart. I have a Avengers Star Wars chart, and I got a Sanrio chart. So depending on who I'm talking to, right? So you guys can take this if you want, but really I want you to focus on, this is you. The goal for a co-sponsor here is you want to find a support leader that's going to support you, right? To bring on this sponsee, this agent that you're bringing on. And can anyone share with me what is the difference from a co-sponsor to primary sponsor, where you get, where you don't get, from a sponsee standpoint, like, does it change anything for them? Can anyone share? Not all at once.
Well, okay, so co-sponsor. So basically, for example, I'm the sponsor, right? So traditional ways I bring the people under me. So now they have the co-sponsor. They can inject me between me and then my tier 1, and then my tier 1 goes to tier 2. So the co-sponsor owns that person as a tier 1 moving down line. But however, the tier 1 coming in, it's nothing to do the co-sponsor uplines. But the tier 1 still goes to me, and then my uplines, the revenue share.
Okay, so when the sponsee, this agent, does a transaction, money flows to the co-sponsor.
Yes.
Also, it goes to you, the primary sponsor, and then it goes up the primary sponsor's line.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the co-sponsor upline is nothing to do with the sponsee at this point.
Correct. So
but co-sponsor got the bonus. So the tier 1 bonus, right?
Correct. This bonus right here. Correct. For the first year. Second year it goes back down to the $1,400.
Yes.
Correct. So going back to, let's see who else. Let me look at so someone said $2,000 a month. Some people said $10,000 a month, and then Lucia said 44,000. Is that annual or is that monthly?
Monthly.
Monthly, okay. And then 5,000 to travel with me. Then 100,000. All right, perfect. Okay, so at least you have so it's really important, right? Like, for you guys to, now I can see you guys. For you guys to, like, have a number, right? We all have some kind of number. It's that goal. And it's important to really look at it. And like Tom, grateful for Tom being here. You have to be excited where you're at. Do you believe in this model? Showing that assignment, like Tom, like, he's fired up every day. Second is, you have to have a big list. Like, I can't help you. Like, Paul's doing calls, right? Like, Paul's always saying, hey, give me your list. He'll call you. He'll call for them. Tom will do the same thing. He'll call for you. And then at the same time, as you have to have that wealth chart, you got to have your goals. So if you didn't put your number down, like, what it would be nice to have, what does that number look like? It could be $1,000. It could be 2,000. It could be like, hey, I would like to have a car payment, whatever that car is, right? And but you have to have that in your mind because you're not. If you don't have a number, you're not going to get to it. You're not going to know where to start. So I'm going back to the basics because how I started in rowing was Tom teaching me with Scott Lewis, getting on that call of the 5 steps for the agent attraction. Like we have to understand what our strengths are. But we didn't have co-sponsorship 5 years ago. Like for those that are new today, you guys are very lucky because we didn't have that opportunity. But we still grew. The company still grew to 90,000 people. Okay. So now adding this bonus, adding co-sponsorship, adding more tools, EXP is always improving, right? In October and EXPCon, they're going to announce something else too. So there's always new stuff coming up. And you guys need to be understanding what are all these new things because then you can share with your organization, what that looks like. So, Paul, I'm going to kind of let you start kind of like motivating us a little bit on Monday. Like, why are we building? What is the purpose of building?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe most of the world quit dreaming. I love the numbers, you know that, Daniel, but I'm not good at the numbers. That's the cool thing about this partnership that we have is Daniel's very good at it. I sell the dream, and I want to get people dreaming. I get people. I say, hey, I want you to get paid daily. That's my goal. I want every day for you to get paid, not because of what you did, not because of your transactions, to get paid daily. And you just start getting people thinking that way. And that's the opportunity that Glenn has given us. It's a golden opportunity because we get to steal his platform. He shared it with us. It's the baddest, biggest platform in the world. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. And so we get to benefit from that. We don't have to build all this stuff. I couldn't build all the IT stuff he built. I ain't smart like him. But I can get people to buy into a dream and build a dream. And that's the beauty of all of it. Last week, we brought in 3 people to the organization. I still call it hierarchy. Please forgive me. But we brought 3 people into the organization, and it's all about dreaming. Every one of them that I talked to, where it's Bria, DeCory, and Bubba, the 3 that we brought in, it's like dream, dream. And you're right. I don't really say, give me your list of names. What I do is say, hey, listen to me, call, list of names. And then I want to earn your trust and hear what I say. Because in the past, I would always be like, give me 50 names, give me 50 names. And it never worked. No one gave me 50 names. I didn't give them a reason. I didn't give them value. Now I'm like, hey, don't give me names. Listen to me call. Like last week, I called Debbie Trans leads down, or the Debbie Tran. Yeah, Debbie Tran down in, is she in Austin? I'm forgetting. Yeah, she's in Austin. I called her folks down in Austin, but I had other people listening to me call. And by the time I was done, Daniel, people gave me 3, 4, 5 names because they saw how simplistic it is. Because I want to lead by example.
Makes sense. I was going old school with the pin code.
But I want to show them how I do it. And so, I mean, it's fun, Daniel, and it's fun getting people to dream again. It really is, to see that sparkle in their eye. And because you got to remember, most of the people that are coming to us are just beaten down, whether they paid $2,000 over at Coldwell or KW to train them. By the way, we train them for free. Yeah, I don't know, but they're beaten down and they need to know that we're dreaming. And that's why the crawfish on Friday is so vital to us, is we can't just sit around and talk about the normal crap. I love that. I love Lucia. Thank you. $44,000. That's a specific number. That's awesome. She's thought about that. That ain't just made up bull crap. She's got something in her head that says, I want to make 44,000 a month. Thank you. Go for it. I believe she'll do it easily. And really, Lucia, I want to see you do it through RevShare. I think you can do it easily in your sleep through transactions. You're freaking badass, but I want to see you do it in RevShare. I want to see people looking up to Lucia and Charlie and saying, you guys are awesome, and y'all are a freaking power couple, by the way.
Thank you.
But
I
yeah,
do
man,
need to change my mindset. I'm very aware that the shift has to happen in me
yeah,
in order to make that happen.
yeah. And you're a hell of a teacher. I mean, I've seen you teach people. I've seen you. I mean, I wish I had your skills. I'd already be at 100,000 a month if I had those skills, those teaching skills.
Sweet.
You got it. But yeah, Daniel, thank you for letting me say that. It's just fun. Uh, when we step back and say, hey, what do we, I love that you started it this way, Daniel. What do you want to make on a monthly basis? Get people to dream again, you know, and don't, well, I only put realistic numbers in there. You got to stop that. There's nothing realistic about my life. We were joking in the very beginning about what I did in school. I did all those things. I got high, I got in trouble. I graduated 502 out of 522 people in my class. I beat 20 people. I'm a mess. There's nothing realistic about what I've earned in my life. But I had people around me that wanted to dream with me, you know, and say, well, let's pay cash for cars. Let's pay cash for houses. And just getting people to think that way. So thank you, Daniel, for starting it off that way of what do you want to make on a monthly basis? And then fill out your rev share chart. That's not what y'all call it. What do you call it?
Wealth chart.
Wealth chart. Fill the wealth chart out and just dream. Just start throwing names in there. Throw people's names in there that you know are bad to the bone real estate agents and you're afraid to even call them. You're scared to death, but put their name on there anyhow. You know, just do it. I mean, here's what I do, by the way, when I work out and I run marathons and stuff, I write my workout down before I do it. Therefore, I have to do it. I know I could erase it, but in my head, Daniel, it's jacked me up. I'm like, I said I was going to do 4 sets. I got to do 4 sets. I've already written it down. So write down exactly what you want. I love that you started that way, Daniel. Thank you. You got me fired up, man. But yeah, I love the fact that I get to share the dream with people and then I get to toss them to Daniel to break down the numbers. I can't do those percentages to save my life. That's when I want to go smoke a cigarette and hide in the boys' room. But I got someone strong and powerful like Daniel that's great at those numbers. I mean, fantastic. And it's like, boom, pass them off. So thank you, Daniel. Thanks for everything you do. So we had some great wins last week. Like I said, we had 3 onboarded. We had Bria through Marte. I'm the co-sponsor there with Brandon Scribner on that gig. So we're 3 deep in that leg now, or 4 deep in that leg now. That's cool. We got Decoria. That was Julia and I. We did that one. I'm the co-sponsor on that one. And then we got Bubba. His name's Bubba. He's a Bubba. When y'all meet him, he's a Bubba. In fact, you met him, Daniel, the very first.
I
Actually, Tom
remember.
Chong met him. Yeah, we were in Austin. Yeah, he showed up. He started telling everybody his name was James Skinner. I said, "Why are you doing that?" And he goes, "'Cause I'm getting in real estate. I can't be a Bubba." And I said, "Bull crap, you Bubba." But Bubba's joined. We're excited about that. And man, if I could just bring on 4 to 5 a week, that would be absolutely beautiful. But yeah, thank you, brother. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for holding this call for us on Monday mornings.
No, thank you, Paul. It's really important. What Paul was saying, dreaming. You have to dream. And at the same time, it's like having a number down. It's just like your business. If you're treating your real estate is your business. I mean, you're an entrepreneur. You got your license to sell homes, sell commercial, helping clients. Same thing with your organization. You're helping more agents. You're helping agents get free. You're helping agents be in a better model, have ownership, because we get stocks for your top producers. They get equity. They get more equity, like Brandon, icon agent, right? They get more equity. So we have the honor of having Tom, our partner here in Boston. Tom, you want to say hi? You want to share anything?
Good morning, everybody. Daniel, thanks for your leadership. I like this. I'm getting used to this classroom style. Usually I sit in the front row, but it looks like Peter, Melvin, Andy, and Shamizo got there first.
Yeah, but
Good.
I think I can move you around.
No, it's all right. That's all right. Good morning, everybody. Paul, good stuff, man. Good to see you all. Let's see. Yeah, what is your dream? What drives you? What motivates you? I can just share quickly my story, right? When I saw EXP almost, yeah, 8.5 years ago now. Can't believe it. It's been 8.5 years. I had just turned 50 years old, and I was making, let's call it $500,000 a year gross income. Maybe I was tucking away at best, honestly, 25 grand a year in savings. And my goal was to have a liquid net worth of $2.5 million by 50. And I wasn't there yet. I was close, but I wasn't there yet. And I said to myself, man, there's got to be a better way. So I found EXP. It didn't take long. It took me 3 days, and I got started. And my goal, Daniel, and everybody, was to just make $20,000 a month residual income through revenue share, not through sales. I was still selling, 15 million in real estate a year. I've been doing that for a very long time, closing every 10 days. Still do that today here in Boston with a team that does that. But I just gotta get 20 grand a month residually. And that's would instead of putting away 25,000 a year doing it the old way, I want to put 10x that. You guys have heard that expression all the time, right? Well, 20 times 12 is 240 grand. I want to 10x that, 250 a year. So I asked my sponsors, who are also your sponsors, Tracy Gagnon, Scott Lewis, Rob Flick, Gene Frederick, primarily, how do I do this? Bottom line is, you guys have heard the story. I was already accustomed to working with 2 buyers a month, 2 sellers a month. And they said, Tom, you're a pro now. If you really get good at time blocking and being disciplined about your time and doing what you say you're going to do during that time block, you can easily add another 2 to that formula. 2, 2, 2. Still work with 2 buyers, still work with 2 sellers every month, and then recruit 2 agents a month. To do that, you had to back into the number. Well, it depends how good I am on the call, how big my list is, etc. But guys, all I did was invest an extra 2 hours a day listing agents instead of listing houses. And if you have that mentality, I list an house, I make money once. I list an agent, and I make money into perpetuity. In the first year, I did 156 agents total in my organization, down to like 3 levels deep. And I recruited, I think, more than 2 a month. All right. By the end of the year, let's call it 24 frontline agents, about 75 tier 2 agents, because I help those frontline agents recruit, make the list, just like Paul just said. Hey, who can I recruit for you? Who can call for you? Let me call with you. And then I think about 50 on my level 3. Yeah, about 25, 75, and 50, if I remember the numbers approximately. By the end of the year, by the way, Marissa, my wife and business partner, did not believe in RevShare. Okay, for 9 months, she did not believe in RevShare. 3 months later, my first check was $300. I was excited. It worked. She was thinking, that's right, Paul. She was thinking, are you crazy? You could have listed more houses and executed more buyer contracts and would have made us a lot more than $300 a month. But I knew it worked. The next month, $251. The 4th month, 0. The 5th month, about $2,000. The 6th month, about $4,000. And I'm thinking, my sponsor says, it's going to double, Tom. It's going to double. I remember Rob Flick calling me, who's this new kid on the block, right? 2 agents a month. He's on track. And Rob goes, it's going to double. I said, you mean next month is going to be 8,000 and the following month's going to be 16,000? Well, then it went back to 1. It went back to 3. But I did not stop. 2, 2, 2. On the 9th month, I'm driving to some appointment. And by the way, all through that time, Marissa says, hey, did she see your rev share check? Did you see your rev share check? On the 9th month, she calls me. She goes, honey, did you see our rev share check? Now it's 9,000 a month. 2 years later, and it has never stopped, guys. 222. More than 20,000 a month. I will share my rev share dashboard with you all day long. I share it with prospects. It's never gone below 20,000 a month, and that was my freedom number. Okay, Now it's 40,000 a month. At the height, it was 60,000 a month when the economy was good. 58 was the highest that I got per month for several months, 50 in the 50s. Economy's down right now, but I know I'm not stopping building, right? I'm approaching 1,700 and 7 tiers. It's gone below that with co-sponsorship. I'm down to 13 levels now because of the new co-sponsorship thing. So I share with you, what is your dream? What is your vision? How time blocked are you? How passionate are you? And what will you do to get it done? I told Marissa, honey, I'm gonna focus on this thing. When it got to be 8 p.m. in Massachusetts and it got way too obnoxious to prospect agents, I'd called Central Time. It was only 7 p.m. there, right? When it got to 10 p.m. in Massachusetts and I did not have two agents that I spoke to every day, my head would not hit the pillow and I would call California. 10 p.m. here is only 7 p.m. in California. All right. When it got to 11 p.m. here and it got too obnoxious to even call California at 8 p.m., I called Hawaii. And that's how I have a Hawaii group. Do you get it? Shut off the dumb box. You guys know what that is. Stop scrolling and strolling and wasting time on social unintentionally and be intentional about your business. Okay. Daniel, can I share a screen with you? Since you're talking about co-sponsorship, can you give me a co-host?
Yeah, yeah. Let me make you co-host. Stop. Give me a second.
Okay. So I devised this program. It is thank you. So in terms of co-sponsorship, I want to share this with you, with your permission, Dan. I think you and I talked about this already, and it's a win-win-win-win-win all around. So I'm on my sixth one where this is working now. So you guys understand co-sponsorship. Do you guys see my screen? Okay. We brought in Deborah Arnold. We brought in Daniel has met them. Erico has met them. Has met Deborah. Kenny sponsored Deborah. She's a rebound agent. She was here in Massachusetts. She left EXP. She went somewhere else. She ended up in Houston, and then she wanted to come back to EXP. So Kenny personally sponsored Deborah. All right, and that's her tier one. Kenny's her primary sponsor. Tier two. She's tier two to me. And because you guys understand, EP pays exponential revenue share all the way through levels 1, 2, and 3. You don't need to qualify. You guys understand that, right? So I called Kenny first and say, hey, Kenny, you cap every single year, which allows you to get to level 5. You probably are going to keep capping for the next 10 years as long as you sell. And he goes, yeah, man, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not going to stop. I'll do this until my 80s, which gives me another 30 years, right? I'll easily cap. So I don't need the tier one. And excuse me, I don't need the qualifier. So he passes the floor qualifier up to me, and I am going to bonus him and Deborah $500 every 6 months that Deborah qualifies. So I'm investing $2,000 a year, 1,000 into the primary sponsor, 1,000 into the Deborah, for just qualifying, and that puts more rev share in their pockets. Okay. The same thing here. We brought Chris Creekmore all the way down in North Carolina, brought in a rock star from Remax, Sabri Jeanette. Chris is an icon. He was not stopping icon, so he doesn't need the floor qualifier. I do, because I focus on building down to the level 7. So Chris passed the floor qualifying up to me. It's still his primary. And I already sent them checks for $500 each every 6 months. Jeanette sent me a thank you note. She goes, in my 23 years of real estate, I've never seen any program like this. Okay. So they get an extra 2 grand every year, residually, in addition to their rev share because they're just producing. In Atlanta, we did the same thing with George. Daniel Pratt is an icon agent. He doesn't plan on stopping selling at all for at least 10, 20 years as an icon. So he doesn't need the floor qualifier. Plus, George is his level 1, and EXP opens up level 1 no matter what, 1, 2, and 3. So he passes the floor qualifier over to me. So he's my level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's in my level 7. Now I'm helping George now because I have the qualifier and he's in my line. I'm personally helping George build another 7 tiers down here, but I also get the qualifier and I treat him as my front line agent. So I've done that 7 times already, 6 times already. I'm about to do 7th time. Hopefully that helps you guys. So if you're out there, doing the business and you think you can use an extra 1,000, you the primary and the sponsee can use an extra $1,000 a month. Daniel, you can do this as well. Any one of us can do this. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is and bet on you guys and pay that bonus out. Okay.
So this is very important because for a lot of you guys, you guys are attracting and you're not really focused. I mean, you're still doing production, right? Like this may not be for everyone, but if this is something that you want to discuss a little bit further, I can share this. I've been sharing to you guys as well. I said Tom has a program, and Tom is not doing this forever. He's not doing it for 100 agents. It's really limited because he as a if you want to unlock all 7 levels, you need to have 30 tier 1s FLQAs. So basically, he's also investing into you guys if you're willing to give up that FLQA credit. You get that agent as tier whatever that tier 1.
Still get rev
right?
share. Everyone upline gets rev share. No one gets cut out on rev share. Yep. It's
Yeah.
just the FLQA credit that's important to me, right?
And I know a lot of you guys don't understand it because I talk to you guys all the time. And that's why today was talking about your goals on let's say your goals to understand this. It's really important. And now we have an extra bonus incentive that our upline partner Tom is willing to share with us, right? So if that's something like, hey, I want to understand it fully, Jawad, go ahead.
Well, first off, I appreciate what you're doing, Tom. 1, paying it forward. 2, paying out of your pocket. I think that's awesome, and it shows integrity and the fact that you're not willing to just help us figure it out. And say it's a coaching benefit that I'll show you how to build what I've built, and give me your credits, but you're actually paying it out, and I love that. I'm definitely going to connect with you on a more deep dive on this because I've got some ideas on how we could potentially collaborate. I know Daniel kind of tapped me on the shoulder on this a while ago as well. 2 questions I have that I think would be relevant to the group and hopefully beneficial. And I'll turn on my camera not to be rude. I'm driving. So number 1 is, are you doing the bonus? Is it just kind of one time once we unlock this partnership, it's a bonus, or are you doing it per agent we bring on board?
Put into perpetuity. When I pass, my kids will know that as long as you qualify, I will pay you for life every 6 months.
Gotcha.
As long as the agent qualifies, and as soon as they qualify and they show up as a qualifier, my accountant sends out $500 check to both the primary and the sponsee.
That's
Into
powerful. I
perpetuity.
appreciate that.
It's lifetime revenue share. It's generational as well. It's going to be I'm actually updating my will, and it's going to be part of that.
God
Whoever
bless you.
takes
That's
over
amazing.
has to make sure that gets done.
Love that. That's why I wanted to ask that in the group. So I think it's relevant for everybody. The second question I had again is, back in my day when I was, I definitely appreciate and have adopted that method of jumping time zones where you start on the East Coast and you finish your day in Hawaii, so that you're running the whole time zone and you're getting at least 8 fully productive hours.
That's
My
right.
biggest question that I think would help everybody on this call is, as good as I feel like I am at this, and I think we all know we're really good at what we do, what does that initial ring sound like when you're talking to somebody in Hawaii that you've never met, never done business with, and don't even know them at all? There's zero connection, but you're obviously building rapport extremely quickly. Aside from the sales behaviors that we've read in books for years,
Yeah.
what did that look like from this angle? Because this is very unique. And
Yep.
oftentimes we fumble even with our closest friends and family. What does this look like with a complete stranger for you?
Great question. Hey, Jawad, this is Tom Tron. You don't know me, and I found you on Realtor.com. Looks like you've got a $1.88 million listing right there in Waikiki. Is that right? I'm role playing with you,
I
Jawad.
do. Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
Hey,
I'm
man,
with you. Yeah. No, I do. Yeah. Just got off market.
Congratulations, the 1.8 million dollar listing, man. You don't know me, but first of all, do you have 30 seconds for me?
Yeah, no, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm a fellow realtor, and I'm growing an international sales business, and I'm looking for excellent listing agents. I've got more leads than I can handle. Would you be open-minded for us to have a longer conversation about how you might be able to help me and me help you build your listing business and your team structure there in Hawaii if you're looking to build?
Yeah, I'm always open to kind of learn more and see what's out there. Haven't really given much thought lately, but just staying busy with my business.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I figured if you're a listing agent, man, you're probably crushing it, but you might want to buy back some time. And maybe I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm a mentor. Maybe I can just hop on a quick Zoom call and I'll share with you a potential plan B for you. And if it sounds good, we'll keep talking. If I lose your interest in 30 minutes, you can just hang up and I've made a new friend.
I like that. That's powerful. Thank you.
All right. Hey Daniel, this is Tom Turan calling from Boston. You're in Dallas. I see you in commercial real estate, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your signs all over the place, man. I was in Dallas last weekend, and I'm looking to grow my commercial division, and I'm looking for a rock star in commercial. And I thought you want to maybe grab a cup of coffee because I'm back in town in 2 weeks.
Yeah. My schedule's open in 2 weeks.
Okay, awesome. Someone be tough with me. Let's see, Lucia. Hey, Lucia, this is Tom Trong. You don't know me, but I found you on the internet. I'm a fellow real estate professional doing resi commercial. Is that something? Is that a space that you operate in?
Yes, it is. How can I help?
Yeah, sounds like you're busy. Did I catch you at a bad time? If I did, I'm sorry. I can call you back. It's about expanding and growing our businesses together.
Um, I appreciate that. I get cold calls all the time. How can I help?
Well, are you looking to grow your business or are you already happy where you are and totally set for retirement?
Looking to grow my business, aren't we all?
Well, no, some people are happy already and they don't want to talk to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I know I caught you off guard. Can I spend 15 minutes with you either tomorrow or the next day? And if after 15 minutes I don't pique your interest to get, then we would have just made a new friend.
Sure. Can you give me 30 seconds now and tell me what it's about?
I am
Ooh,
looking for a rock star resi commercial agent in the Dallas area. I have a growing and expanding business. I don't have anybody there right now, and I'm literally picking up the phone and dialing to find the right entrepreneur with the right attitude that I can work with to give and get referrals from and to grow with.
Okay, sounds good.
Should we book a call for tomorrow for 15 minutes or the next day?
Sounds great.
Excellent. Let's do it. Did that help, guys?
I like that. That's powerful. You know what I
Because
really like? I'm gonna be selfish and take it one step further is because of how much relocation we're dealing with, especially in Texas. I've got two agents I'm working with right now on my team that have asked if I know somebody from when I was doing a lot of coaching in Florida and Georgia. And on one hand, you want to find a local EXP pro because we want to keep the money in the family. On the other hand, if I don't find the right fit, this piques my interest to actually serve up a referral and gain a partner that could eventually come full circle if they're a good fit.
Yeah,
I like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
I just helped one of our agents, brand new agent. She's fired up. She's an office manager for Berkshire Hathaway up in Hudson Valley, New York, upstate New York. She came on. She's fired up. I asked her. I saw her show up. I picked up the phone. I called her, and I asked her, "What's your goal?" She goes, "I want to be a rev share." I go, "Okay. Can you make a list?" And she goes, "I can make a list, but I'm so scared of calling." Um, I said, I'll make the call for you. Here's the deal. I get the qualifier. I build your rev share out. She goes, done. I helped her bring in 5 agents from that same office. She couldn't believe it. They're coming on this week. right? So if you're afraid to make calls, we got Paul Roberts making calls, we got Daniel making calls. I'll make calls for you. We got plenty of rock stars willing to make calls. You have the relationship. You have a warmer relationship than we do, and that's the door opener. And Lucia, if you heard me talk to Lucia, I asked her to be tough, right? In there, there was what you call the takeaway close. Lucia, I'm not sure if you have the right attitude or not, right? But I'm looking for rock stars looking to grow. And I make 100 calls a day looking for the right person. Is that you?
Yeah, it kind of softened me when you said it that way, because most of the cold calls that we get don't talk like that.
Yeah, because they're scripted. You know, they're people getting paid $4 an hour to call. You know, they're not getting paid $400 an hour, right? Right? I'm making 400 bucks an hour, so I know what to do.
Yeah.
You're the CEO, right? Everyone's the CEO here. You're making the call, you're coming in, and you have a partner like a Tom, like a Paul, all of us, Katie, Joab, we're all here to help each other, right? Even if we're not going to be growing like rev share together, all of us will get on a call. That's the attitude. That's the partnership that we've created at We Partners, right? So another easy thing is you guys close deals. All those agents that you close deal with, why are they not on your list to invite to the crawfish event this week? So we do these events pretty much every month. Like now in EXP, people know that we're in the barbecue, right? Who's the other lady here? Anyways, she heard about there was one we just attracted in last week. And she goes, I think I know about your barbecue. I was invited 2 years ago. Well, guess what? That agent 2 years ago did not follow up. Guess what? She joined through another group, you know? And the power of the follow-up, that's step number 5 is follow up. Like, yes, you can invite, but you still have to follow. Like, hey, I'm sorry we missed you at the crawfish event. Here are the photos. Check it out. Great FOMO. They're gonna come for the next one. Nobody wants to miss out a nice event. And Paul was always saying, like, Daniel, you're cooking too much because I don't get to talk to the people that you guys invite. So my goal is to do less so I can meet your people, you know? And but really it's not to explain the model, it's to get to know them, and then to create a second meeting. Like they see the excitement, they see everyone's, attitude, right? So the power of the event. I mean, that's step number 4 is the invite to event. And then the second step after that is explaining the business model. So Tom has taught this from day 1 since I've been in EXP. It's 5 simple steps. Is you have to be excited. You got to have that big list. Leverage that wealth chart. Understand where your goals are, right? Whether it's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever that number is, that needs to be on that goal, right? Because right now you're doing production. There is going to be a day when you're going to be slowing down your production. That's the truth, right? So you can't hide from the truth. So then what does that day look like? Like Aaron, he's doing commercial real estate, right? He can make $100,000 a month, right? In production. So if that's his number, then that should be a number in Russia. It could be, right? So that's what you need to look at. And then you're going to have a timeline of when you're going to get there. So I appreciate everyone being on this call today. It's a little bit different. I know there's a lot of wins that we want to share. We'll save that for next week. But I'm going to be doing more of this because I travel around the country, on the globe. There are a lot of people who do not understand co-sponsorship. They don't understand the full rev share model. They don't know what FLQA is. They don't understand that model, what that means, and how does that apply to you right now? And that's where Tom is like, hey, he is growing. He has how many tier 7s do you have, Tom?
Oh, 176, 167, something like that. Yeah.
So 167, if they all cap, that's $2,000. And if he doesn't have his level 7, multiply that. That's what that number is.
Yeah.
Right. So and you have,
Exactly.
and then just understanding that.
Daniel, that's exactly why I'm paying out $2,000.
Yeah.
For every agent that qualifies, right? 1,000 to the
Yeah.
agent and the 1,000 with the primary. That's exactly where I came up with the number.
Right. So, but I, appreciate Tom, offering that, and it's really limited time, right? It's not forever. I said, so if that's something, and I've talked to Tom about. There's some people that I have onboarded, and I will talk to you guys about it.
Yeah. And it
So,
has to be done within 90 days of onboarding. And I can't. And you, if you choose to do this for yourself, you cannot use that as a financial incentive to recruit
incentive,
somebody. Okay, that is
correct.
against company policy. You will get in trouble. You can only do it after they have onboarded and within that first, call it 89-day window where you can switch. So, where you can switch, when you can assign or switch the FLQA sponsor. Cannot use it as
FLQA
financial
credit.
incentive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The credit. Okay. Well, I appreciate everyone. I'm gonna stop the live chat. Anyone have any questions, or I have extra 8 minutes. So for those that need to get off, I appreciate the time. For those that want to stay on, Tom, really appreciate you getting on the call, because last night I was thinking like we want to do something different, and I was trying to figure out like what's a special guest I can come in, and I'm so grateful that you were able to get on the call.
You caught my
And,
attention. You caught